Hello, everyone. I'm Roy Cocho. Welcome back to the Integrity Project. We took a little break there because Stefano was
No, not
moving
Stefano.
homes.
No, that's right. I
That's
did.
right. You were moving homes, and so we were delayed by a week. So my apologies to that. But we are back.
We're back.
And you know what? It's perfect timing because today we're going to talk about rest and recovery.
Calm is where your power lives.
Yes.
Tell me.
Well, as usual, I love to write things down because I don't want to forget anything. So we live in a world that glorifies grind. Busy is worn like a badge of honor. Exhaustion is normalized, and rest is treated like weakness. Let me ask you something. If the creator of the universe, after 6 days, took the seventh day to rest, what makes us think that we're above that law?
Wow.
Rest is not laziness, it is wisdom. We've been conditioned to believe that the momentum only comes from force. Push harder, wake earlier, sleep less, do more. But the real power isn't the push. It is in the pause. Look at nature. Winter's not failure, it's preparation. The soil needs to rest. The trees release their leaves. Nothing looks productive, but everything is regenerating. You are no different. Not me, not you. When you refuse to rest, you operate from depletion, and decisions made from depletion are rarely aligned. Rest recalibrates your nervous system. It reconnects you to your intuition, reminds you and your body that you are safe. I should have put this on one side, but I didn't because I wanted to save some paper.
It's okay. Go.
And when you feel safe, you make powerful decisions. Calm is not the absence of drive. Calm is control. The most dangerous man in the room is not the loudest, but the calmest. Because calm means center. Calm means grounded. Calm means you're not reacting, you are choosing. Some of you are tired not because you're working too hard, but because you're never still. You scroll, you check, you respond, you fill every quiet moment with noise. And then you wonder why you feel disconnected. Stillness is where clarity lives. When you slow down, you hear yourself again. Sometimes you must slow down to go further, to go faster. Your body heals in rest, your creativity awakens in rest, and your vision sharpens in rest. Recovery is not optional, it's strategic. Ask yourself, when is the last time I truly unplugged? When is the last time I sat in silence without reaching for distraction? If you want sustainable success, build cycles of effort and recovery. Train hard, love hard, lead hard, but rest deeply because calm is where your power lies.
Wow. And your dog walks by and it's very calming and I love it. That's amazing.
You see, when you get calm, you attract animals because you're attracted to your energy.
Really?
And even when I meditate the most, she's always the first one that comes to visit me.
So now, this episode is called Rest and Recovery. Now, immediately my head went to, oh, you're going to be talking about the gym. You're going to be talking about working out. Now, everyone says rest and recovery, but you can use this in all part of life.
I think anytime you have big changes in your life, people rush to try to fill it with something else. You know, whether it's business, you maybe lost your top employee, your top mortgage agents, maybe there's change, maybe you just can't seem to get it right, so you try to do more and more and more. And what the universe is really trying to tell you is like, hey man, stop, rest, allow yourself to recover, your nervous system to recover, so your mind is clear, so they know what direction you need to go. Because it's anything like, do you know in school when they used to have fire drills? What's the first thing they used to tell you?
I don't know, man. It's been a while.
Don't panic.
Oh, don't panic. That's it.
Because panic creates chaos. And in chaos, nothing good happens.
That's right.
So if you want to talk about the gym, the best outcomes I get is when I work out less, not more. So if I go to a gym, like I somehow or another, organically, I run a boot camp at my gym now. All these guys want to work out with me. And, you know, when we do it, we work 45 minutes or whatever, and they're there like 6-7 days a week. And they always ask me, like, how come you get like such good results? And I was like, because I only work out 4 days a week. And I try to make sure I have time to rest and recover. These guys are always in pain. Their shoulders hurt, their elbows hurt, their hands hurt. And I don't have that kind of pain because I allow my body to recover and rest from the hard work. And even when you're going through the motions and you just can't seem to get it right, it's because you're doing too much. Your mind's full of too many things. You want too many things to happen. So instead of allowing yourself to be calm, making those decisions, you make them out of desperation. You make them out of being tired. You just do it, or whatever the case may be. But at the end, when you are fully recovered and you're fully energized and you're fully resourced with energy, you make much better decisions. Things start to flow instead of being forced. You can't force rest, but none of us know how to do it properly.
Because we forgot how to do it. We live in a society right now, social media is a perfect example. Everything is immediate, quick, now, not yesterday. And it's always like we're always in go mode. And I'm like the first guy. I don't know. I think maybe you are too at some points.
Listen, there's nothing more thrilling than making a decision and then start, because procrastination is a killer of all things. And I think that when you think about it too much, then you get too deep in the how and you just don't run with the intuition of it. But I also know that when things get the hardest for me, I need time to really disconnect from everything and allow myself to become me again.
Talk a bit about that. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean by you again?
Well, so what happens a lot of times is we're running through life trying to appease, trying to accomplish, trying to chase things that aren't necessarily what we want, but we believe that we need in our lives. And I think when you come from a place of lack, especially a lack of energy, then you're always in survival mode. I have to do this, I have to do that, instead of, I got the opportunity to build something. I have the opportunity to create something. I don't get to or have to, but I get to. You know what? I have a choice. And when you're in survival mode, you think that you don't have choices, that you're getting pulled left and right. But when you allow yourself to sit calmly and just allow things to happen instead of forcing them, because, I got to get up and I got to get this deal done. I got to get up and I got to call these people and I got to get up and I got to do this and I got to do that.
You got to do it, Roy. You got to do it. Well, how do you compartmentalize?
You don't have to do it. I have the choice.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
You have to call that guy.
No, you don't. But you don't have to call him at that moment.
Okay.
You don't have to call him in a moment of desperation. You don't have to call him at that moment. I get the opportunity to talk to this person. And I'm going to schedule it, and I'm going to make sure that I'm energized in order to make that call. It's like they did a study with U.S. military snipers. So they broke them up into 3 groups. One group would fire shots continuously for 3 hours. One group would continuously take shots for 1 hour, rest for 15 minutes, and go back. And the other ones with the guys would take 10 shots, and then would they rest for an hour, and they come back. Guess who had the most accurate shots?
Who's that?
The last group.
Really?
The guys that took 10 shots and rested for 45 minutes.
Because when they were taking those 10, they were precise and focused.
Well, what happens is when you do something, and like it's like anything, like when you're, let's say you're practicing a riff on your guitar, like some people guitar, and you keep doing it, you just keep making the same mistake over and over and over again. The more you do it, you keep doing the same mistake. It's because your nervous system hasn't time to relax and think about it. So you're better off doing the riff. And if you make that mistake, just put it down. Go for a walk. Take 15 minutes. Breathe. Visualize yourself. Okay, now I understand where my mistake was. Because what happens when you're starting to force it, it's like everything gets tighter. Your hands no longer flow. You're forcing your fingers to go back on the fretboard and then the strings that you need rather than just allowing it to flow. And you can only flow if you're well rested, if you're fully recovered.
What about those scenarios where you have your plate is full, okay? You have a lot of things pulling you from different directions. And in your mind keeps telling you, you're not going to do this. You're not going to get this accomplished. But then there's another little part of your mind that says, it'll get done. You're just trying to put too much on your plate all at once. So what do you tell the people, me, that they put 200 things on their plates and they expect it to all get done now when they're not compartmentalizing it?
The only reason why you have 200 things on your plate is you have no priorities, which means you have no boundaries,
okay.
Which means you have everything to you has to get done.
All at once.
I don't know about you, but is anything ever done?
No.
The tree stop growing outside? Does your grass stop growing outside? Do you stop getting older? Like nothing stops.
It just keeps going.
It's going to keep going. So for you to say that I've done everything I need to do today is impossible.
There's always a list the next day.
There's always
something.
things to do. Like more people to call, adding more things to your plate. Absolutely. But the question is do all 200 things that you have on your plate align with your priorities?
You have to prioritize what's important right then and there.
And if you have boundaries and you have priorities, then you have time to rest. When you do not have those boundaries and those priorities, then everything has to get done. So then what happens is you're miserable, you're tired, you're depleted, you're overwhelmed, and you think about all the things that you have to do and you get even more overwhelmed. Well, when's the last time you took those 200 things and said, okay, I'm going to break this down. These are 5 priorities I have. These 5 things I have to get done. Like these are the things that are, if my next day will not exist without doing these 5 things.
Perfect. That's good.
Okay? And the rest of them, you either delegate or you delete.
That delete is a hard word, man. Delete's a hard word.
Why is it? So let me ask you a question. Is it because you're afraid of the person you're supposed to do that for is going to see you differently?
Yes.
Is it because, you're just doing it because you're a nice guy?
Yes. So 2 for 2 so far.
Well, here's the thing. Don't be a nice guy. Be the good guy. Sorry, I can't do that.
I heard that. Who said that?
I said that.
You said that. That boy. That was good. I like it.
Right? So if people aren't willing to give you the rest that you need, then you don't need those people in your life.
But it's not them. It's you as a person that you don't know how to delegate.
I've never had a client say to me, oh, you got to do this for me when I'm on vacation.
You have to do this for me while I'm on vacation?
So if I have a client, say, and he calls me and I pick up the phone, first because you get that weird bring, right? You get that boop instead of that bring, bring.
Sure.
Hey, where are you? I'm like, well, I'm in Curacao with my family right now. He goes, okay, no problem, man. Call me when you're back. I'm back on Monday. Perfect. Call me back on Monday.
Well, that's good.
But a client, if it's an emergency, I have people that I'll say, hey, listen, call my out of office, call Joe, call Claudia, call Jennifer, whoever's dealing with my stuff.
You won't do it?
I won't do it.
You will not do it.
I will not do it. I said, I'll send an email to my assistant.
And you'll delegate it.
And I'll delegate and she'll take care of it for you. Is that all right? Yeah, great. Thanks, man. Sorry to bother you on your vacation.
Oh, okay.
If that guy gave me, I'd say, listen, I can't help you. And you know what? Go find somebody else to do. Like fire your client. When's the last time you really pissed off at somebody for going on vacation? Yeah, you might be a little upset at the situation because you feel that your situation is urgent. But when's the last time someone died because they didn't get a lawyer's information to me on the
100%.
Wednesday beforehand? Or when's the last time someone was really hurt because you weren't around at that moment?
I know. I hear you. Listen, it all makes sense to me. But what about balancing your life in regards to, like, I see it here on the sheet and it says clarity reconnects you to power. That's a very big statement.
Okay, so the universe doesn't give you what you want or what you deserve. Okay, because some bad people have a lot of great, beautiful things and some really good people are suffering like dogs. The universe doesn't care. It gives you power when you're clear on what you demand out of it. So if you're always doing 100 things mediocrely, your results are going to be mediocre. If you have 10 things and you're focused and that you're giving it your all, and that is what you're going to create great, beautiful things with it. But you also can't go in always being tired and depleted. Without rest and recovery, you have nothing. You know what you have? You're going to have a broken body. You're going to have mental illness. You're going to have depression. You're going to have anxiety. You're going to have resentment. Because when somebody else calls you to do something and you're really busy trying to do 100 other things, do you think you're going to treat that person with respect and dignity?
No,
Dignity?
definitely
No,
not.
you're going to resent them. Like, why the fuck are you calling me now? Yeah, man, I'll get to it. And you're like, I don't want to fucking do this. But if you're well rested and you're well recovered, you're focused. You're ready to go. Every athlete, every CEO, anybody who's super successful spends a lot of time resting and recovering. Yes, they grind, but they grind because they know they need to grind for those few hours, for that week. They got to get this project done, right? Not everybody can be Elon Musk. He's an alien. I mean, the guy says he works 80 hours a week.
For sure, which is crazy.
But I'm pretty sure he also spends time sitting quietly with no distractions for him to recover.
That could probably be his definition of work. It doesn't physically have to be always work related. What about if he's in his own thoughts and he classifies that as work?
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
When you sit quietly and just allow yourself to be, it's not like you're not working. You're working on you.
Sure.
You're working on getting yourself aligned, getting your goals aligned. Do I really need this? Do I really need to do this, take this action? Do I need to really get involved in this type of business? Do I really want to do this client's deal? When you're desperate and you have no energy, you're going to take on everything. But when you're energized and you know your flow, buddy, that's when you have all your power. Especially men, right? You know, we work all day, you come home, you got to deal with stuff at home, and people rely on us to be the steadfast. But you can't be a steadfast if you're constantly tired.
Wow. I bet it's true. I mean, you're really just saying what people should be thinking, including me. But it's easier said than done sometimes.
When's the last time you actually took a full day off?
Never.
Like, when I mean a full day off is like no social media,
Oof.
you know, no TV, no work, and actually just chilled in nature, walking around and just enjoying the beauty of this world.
Truth? 15 years.
Yeah, and it seems I become very aware when I go away on vacation how many times I pick up my phone, right? And sometimes I'll do it in the morning, just check my emails, make sure everything's taken care of, there's nothing urgent. And then when we leave our condo or hotel and we go down to the beach, like my phone, unless I'm taking pictures, is in my bag, or if I'm listening to music or something like that. But I look around and everybody's like,
of course, that's society.
and, you know, and you're like in one of the nicest beaches in the world, and like if that is your form of rest and recovery, you do need to learn how to actually sit without the distractions, without the constant scrolling, without the constant reading of the news, the constant always having to have to say or talk. Like, there's nothing more beautiful than sitting on a beach, listening to the waves roll in, my wife sitting beside me, and we don't say anything. And just take everything and just allow yourself. Just be fully present to the beauty that this world has for us. And it's not on a 4-inch screen.
Well, what are you going to say?
It's not on a 4-inch screen. It's not an 82-inch screen either. There's a plethora of beauty in this world that we take for granted every day. And if you think about it, there's not that many more sunsets and sunrises. There's not that many snowstorms. There's not that many more, days that you have. Especially, I look at my age now. I'm 56 years old, and I'm at the tail end of things. And I always looked at my life in 20-year segments. When I was 20, I said when I was 40. Now I was, 30, I said it was 50. Now I'm 56. 20 years from now, I'm going to be 76.
Yep. Yeah.
Right? So rest and recovery. And any time that life brings you a big challenge, take a moment to make sure you're fully rested and recovered before you take it on.
Roy, take a moment and you look right at that camera and you tell them exactly where they can find you.
Well, this is the Integrity Project. You can find us on social media at RC Truth Academy on Instagram. You can find me on YouTube, which is the Integrity Project. And Spotify. You can see us also on the Integrity Project.
That's right.
And you can find me just about anywhere. If you even Google my name, Roy Coach Hill, you'll find me just about everywhere. Facebook, LinkedIn, all those places. I mean, there's so many of them now. I don't even know where to start half the time.
And I think it's also valuable that we start to give them a heads up that we have a very special podcast coming up, probably within 3 or 4 more episodes or so.
I think 4 more episodes.
And then we have something special. Don't tell them yet.
Oh, I won't. We have something very special coming. It'll be a 4-part series, I'm sure.
That's right. Until next time, Roy.
This is the Integrity Project. Thanks, Stefano.
All right.
Thank you, everyone, for watching.